Welcome to the second plenary session. The theme for the 3 sessions today is Rotary and New Generations, supporting young people at home and abroad. And before we start, I would just like to give a very warm welcome to all the day delegates who are here today, and in particular to the Interact Club from Zambia. We have 15 interactors from the Bala School in Zambia, and we'll be hearing from them later this afternoon. But a very warm welcome to all the day delegates. I know we've got about 75 joining us today, and it's wonderful to have you at the conference. District 1090 is very strong in its support for young people through the various youth competitions that we run in Rotary, and Rotaract, Interact and Rotary Kids clubs. And in our district, I'm delighted that we've recently chartered a new Rotaract club in Banbury. And we have over 20 Interact clubs, and I think another 5 in the offing. And the district this year has actually won the RIBI award for the most new Interact clubs. And we're very proud of that. I'd like to pay tribute to Mike Ware, who is the force behind that.
Hello, Mike.
And altogether, in our district, we have over 300 young people involved in our Rotary family. We're also very strong supporters of the Ambassadorial Scholars Scheme and also Group Study Exchange. And I'm delighted that we're showcasing all of these today. And before I introduce them, I just want to also announce some really good news. We heard some reference yesterday to our #1 priority, the polio eradication program. And in today's Independent, if you've seen it, on the front cover is a banner, a story about polio. And on page 11, you've got half a page coverage of the National Immunisation Days in India last week. Rotary gets a really good mention. And Adrian Stabbins and Veronica, president of Windsor Eton Club, they were actually out there last week, and they met the journalist. And it's fantastic coverage for polio. And one of the really good bits of news in there, because we have this massive funding deficit, is that Michael Bloomberg has just committed $100 million to Rotary for the polio campaign, which is really good news. So the first presentation today is by Rotaract, and please welcome to the stage Richard Gray, the president of the Rotaract Club of Oxford.
Hi everyone. Hi. As she just introduced myself, my name is Richard Gray and I am the president of Oxford Rotaract. And today I would like to talk to you about Rotaract in District 1090 and how it relates to the district, what we've achieved so far and what we are planning to do for the year 2013 and beyond. What is exactly Rotaract, this Rotary in action as the name stands for? Well, according to various different sources, including the Rotary website and Wikipedia, Rotaract is a service club for young men and women aged 18 to 30. Created in 1968, it was to help develop young adults to become leaders in their communities and workplaces. Around the world, many Rotaractors involved in fundraising provide direct community services. But just how many Rotaracts are there in District 1090, and how does this relate to the entirety of the Rotarians? So, to answer this question, I thought it would be a good idea for some audience participation in a form of a quiz. Yay! Yeah! It will be fun, really, it will be fun. And you might be able to get some interesting ideas about how the Rotaracts work in the district. So, the format's going to be simple. I'm going to ask you 3 multiple choice questions. And I'd like you to raise your hands to which you think is the correct answer. Simple? Yes. Okay, on to the first question. Okay, the first question. How many registered Rotarians are there in the world? Is it A, 1 million, B, 1.2 million, Or C, 1,220,000? So, everyone. Okay. Okay, everyone, now's the time to answer. If you think there are 1 million registered Rotarians, then please raise your hands now. If you think there's 1.2 million registered Rotarians, please raise your hands now. If you think there's 1,220,000 registered Rotarians, please raise your hands now. Lots of smart people around here. That's correct! Yes, there are indeed 1,220,000 registered Rotarians in the entire world. Okay, on to the next question. Now, this question is going to be a little bit more specific. This time I'm going to give you 2 answers. And for if you think the answer is A, I'd like you to raise your hands. If you think the answer is B, I'd like you to raise your hands. Okay, so you see that, there's a top right there, and it's very, very simple. If you think the answer is A, keep it up. If you think it's down, keep it down. So the question to you is, how many registered Rotarians are there in District 1090? If you think the answer is A, 1,500 registered Rotarians, then please raise your hands now. Oh, see. And everyone who thinks there's 2,000 or more, keep your hands down. See this? And now it's very confusing. If you think there's 1,500 registered Rotarians, keep your hands up in the air. If you think there's 2,000 more, keep your hands down. Now, I'd like you all to take a look around and see. Because I can tell you this now, everyone who has their hands up in the air, you are wrong. Sorry, everyone's kept their hands down conserving your entities. You're correct. Well done. Because indeed, there are 2,000 or more registered Rotarians in District 1090. And here's an interesting little tidbit fact. Everyone who's in this room right now, all the Rotarians who are in this room right now, are part of that 2,000 Rotarians, which make up 63 clubs. Yeah, that's a pretty interesting fact, huh? Okay, onwards to the last question of the day. How many Rotaract clubs are there in District 1090?
Are there 7 clubs or are there 8?
Oh, I just realised something. For all the people who were here yesterday, who were able to watch the opening speech, they kind of gave the answer away for the opening speech, so there isn't much to think about. That's it, we're done. I can't. We're going to finish this, and we're going to answer the question correctly. So, who thinks there's 7 clubs? If they think there's 7 clubs, then please raise your hands in the air. But if you think there are 8 Rotary clubs in District 1090, then keep your hands down. Okay, so I repeat, if you think there's 7 clubs, put your hands in the air. If you think there are 8 Rotary clubs in District 1090, keep your hands down. Yes. Okay. This is good. For all the people who put their hands up in the air, I'm sorry to say you are wrong.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I tried to tell you this. Was I doing too
Everybody else put their hands down. You are correct, because since Friday the 25th of January, when Banbury was officially chartered, Banbury Rotaract, we became 8 clubs strong. Yes, 8 clubs strong. Okay, so everyone, that's the end of the quiz. Thank you very much for humouring me. And you can all put your hands down. And you can all relax and enjoy the rest of the presentation. And now what I'm going to do is talk about what the Rotaractors have done for the last year, what we've achieved. Now, Rotaractors, we take part in a whole bunch of community services and fundraising activities, ranging from serving food to the classes, sports days, murder mysteries, wine tasting, poo sticks, and also barn dancing and other bits and pieces. Even the simple act of shaking a money tin in the busy high street, all for raising money for charity. All these things are for raising money for charities. And everyone who takes part in these activities really enjoys themselves. Because it's very important, that feeling, right? The feeling of coming up with an event plan, an event to do, planning it all the way through, and then successfully executing at the end. It's a satisfying feeling, isn't it? It's a rewarding, great feeling. Now, each year, each Rotaract club chooses at least one local charity. One charity for them to support throughout the entire Rotaract year. And what you see right here is a few examples of the charities being supported right now by Rotaract. For example, the Rotaract Club of Berkshire have so far raised £500 for their chosen charity, which is Partners for Active Leisure Schemes, or PALS for short. And this money which is being raised will help go towards providing leisure activities and recreational activities for children and young people who have physical disabilities and or sensory impairments. Oxford Maidenhead have chosen their local charity to be Open Cage. And the money that they are going to raise will help go towards feeding people who can't afford to feed themselves, whether they be elderly, disabled, disadvantaged, homeless, or even simply isolated. And these are some of the examples of local charities which are getting Rotary help. But there are people beyond our British waters that need our help. And Rotaract is there to help. For example, seeing this video right now, Oxford Rotaract are helping to support the Windle Trust. And it's the Windle Trust, which is a charity which is doing all that they can to help people in conflict-ridden areas like Uganda and Kenya, Ethiopia. Give these people a chance in life, the best possible chance, through education and training. And the Rotaract Club of Langley and Ivor are currently supporting Shelterbox. You guys know who Shelterbox is, right? It's one of the main charities that Rotaract are promoting and supporting. Hell, I even know a guy who has a few shelter boxes in his garage, and he really likes to promote it. So far, the last event that Langley and Ivor did, which was the big, fat quiz, which was significantly longer than the quiz we just did. These guys, they managed to raise £300. £300, which will help go towards Shelterbox. Rotaract and the Rotary. When these two people combine and do work, we support each other. And when it works really well. For example, the best example I can think of right now is the relationship between Oxford Rotaract and the Rotary Club of Oxford Spires. Now each year we support these guys for some of their main events, which happens to be the World Acoustic Championship, and the local music festival, or Truck Festival. Now these are the main income, for charity income for these guys. And between us, last year, between these two events, we managed to raise nearly £10,000 profit. £10,000 profit, which was to be distributed across different charities. Well, that's not bad for 3 days worth of work. Just imagine what can be done. Just imagine what can be done if Rotary and Rotaract work together. So that's it, we're done. That's pretty much everything that Rotaract has done for last year. We're done. What exactly are we going to do next? Well, for one thing, Rotaract is going to continue to support our chosen charities. Rotaract is going to continue to support our Rotarians as much as we can. But the one thing that we must do is grow. Rotaract must grow. Back in January 2013, me and a few other people from Oxford Rotaract, we attended an RIBI Rotaract training seminar. And at the seminar, there was a man there. His name was Richard Blackman. He is the District Rotaract Chairman of District 1120. And he's an ex-Rotaractor. During his opening speech, he came up with some pretty interesting statistics. For example, globally, there are 200,000 Rotarians, which makes up 8,400 clubs around the world. 200,000 Rotaractors, sorry. That makes up less than the fifth of all Rotarians in the entire planet. In 1987, there were 725 Rotaract clubs in Great Britain and Ireland. Today, there are 65 clubs in there. 65 clubs. That means, since 1987, there's been a decline of Rotaract clubs of 90%. 90% decline. Only 65 clubs? It's
This cannot be. Rotaract can be big again, like it was in the late 80s. We want to grow. I want my club to grow. But considering the numbers have been declining since 1987, we've really got our work cut out for us. But if we all work together, we can stop this decline. And once we stabilize our numbers, we can focus on spreading the good work of Rotary and Rotaract, spreading things like peace through service. And we can focus on growing numbers, growing membership numbers, growing club numbers, increasing numbers. And I know that we can do this. I've seen it happen where Rotary and Rotaract works together. We can do this. We have done this. Let's keep doing this. Because for one thing, Rotaractors, we're adaptable, we're adventurous, and we're willing to try out different things, to try and reach out to the public, to generate interest. I mean, for example, there are a couple of clubs, Rotaract clubs, right now, including Oxford and Maidenhead, who have their own YouTube channels. And they upload Rotaract-related videos on these channels. And the main purpose is to show their friends, and show their families, and to show Joe Blogs on the street, the general public. And they do this by showing it on Facebook and Twitter and other social media. Even the simple act of showing it on their mobile phones and other mobile devices. Banbury Rotaract had a pretty interesting start. I don't want to say why. Because Banbury Cherwell, the Rotary people of Cherwell, they noticed that there was a problem with the lack of Rotaract clubs. So they set about a challenge. They said to 3 people, all right, here's a bunch of money, go and generate a club. You know what these 3 people did? They hosted a Climb Snowdon Mountain Day. They went to Joe Hook and said, look, we're going to be climbing Snowdon Mountain. Why not come along with us? It's going to be great. And they got some people involved. And during the walkings, they talked about the adventures and the possibilities of Rotaract. And look at them now. They are 13 members strong. And they are hungry. And they are eager to do a whole bunch of things, spreading messages like peace through service. And you should see on their charter nights. It was beautiful. They had their entire hotel function rooms full of Rotarians showing support. And I know there's some people who attended that charter night. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. It's great. And for one thing, Rotaractors will listen to us. We will listen to Rotarians because we know that you know your stuff. The best example is in Oxford Rotaract, we have a guy, his name is Steve, and he's from Oxford Spires. And he is invaluable. He is an encyclopedia. He is a database. He is a fountain of knowledge. Whatever analogy you want to use, it's great to know that he's there to give us advice. And because of the eagerness of Rotaract spirit and listening to the wisdom of Rotarians, it's no wonder that, according to the RGBI website directory, District 1090 has the highest number of Rotaractors in the entire Great Britain and Ireland. And I'm proud to be part of that District 1090. And let me leave you with this one last thought. What happens to a Rotaractor at 1030? You could become a Rotarian. If you support your local Rotaract clubs, if you support the members, not only are you people helping their goals and helping the overall goals of Rotaract, you are investing in Rotary's future. You are investing in your future. Not only would a Rotaractor remember this, excuse me, not only would a Rotaractor remember this act of kindness and camaraderie, they will be more willing to join your club. And to all the Rotaractors who are in this room right now, I say this to you. You guys are doing a fantastic job being you. Well done. Keep it up. You're doing great. But don't forget, you can always ask for help from your friendly neighborhood Rotary. That's it. My English is great. Thank you so much for listening. Do talk to each other, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you.
I was at the Banbury Charter evening, and it was the most wonderful evening. evening, and what really struck me is the number of Rotary clubs that were there, but also the number of Rotaract clubs, including several Rotaract clubs outside our district, all working together, having a wonderful evening.
Yes.
Also, I think you've mentioned the challenge in 1090. We only have 8 Rotaract clubs, although we have the most Rotaractors in Great Britain Island. It's nowhere near enough. And I think we need to put a challenge out to the other 55 clubs in our district. Why have you not got a Rotaract club? And what will we do about it? Because Rotaract, I think, is the future of Rotary. And we can illustrate that with our new club I mentioned yesterday, the Maidenhead Bridge Rotary. That came about through having a very good relationship with the clubs in Maidenhead when they were Rotaractors. And a lot of the Rotaractors have now become Rotarians, they've started their own club. But more importantly, they've brought in probably 15 other people into the club who know nothing about Rotary.
That's brilliant.
And this is the future of Rotary. I also attended, you mentioned working together on Rotary projects, and I had the pleasure of attending the Truck Festival. I can see Brian in the front there. We had a wonderful day, walking around on a hot summer's day. Brian's club, actually, they cook all the burgers for 24 hours, and they provide breakfast. It's just amazing what they do. And also the World Crucifix Championships.
Yes.
Oh, that was just such a fun day. It's coming up in a couple of weeks' time, isn't it?
End of March.
End of March, yeah. If you haven't been, I really recommend you go. And we have international media coverage for that, including television. It's just a phenomenal event. And Rotaract is there. The whole Rotary family is there working together. And so I thank you for coming. And I hope you inspired the clubs, and I'm sure you have, to do something about growing Rotaract in our district.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.